Good morning, everyone. So this is our first class, and I want to just make a video, and then because most of you haven't learned my class before, so among the 13 students who enrolled in this class, only 3 of them have ever taken some of my classes. So that's why um, I want to give a short introduction of myself and then go over the syllabus. So during this video, and after that, we may just mainly use the just capture the screen to show you the instruction materials. For example, for each slide, I will add some voice instructions, and then sometime maybe I will make some video video demos as well. Okay, so let's first go for the my brief introduction. So basically, I joined this university in 2016, and then I have taught some classes like programming languages, and then after that I taught the database, and then artificial intelligence for both undergraduate and also graduate. And then I also have taught big data and computer graphics. So in fact, my research interest is within the big scope of computer graphics. So mainly currently I'm focused on the 3D scene retrieval. For example, like we have a classroom, we have an office, and then we want to understand the 3D scene. So for this scene, we are doing just 3D scene analysis based on the latest techniques in machine learning, especially in deep learning. So if you have already registered in my 4 classes, Artificial Intelligence, the CSC 412, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence, so I will be your instructor again as well. That will be my main research area. So computer graphics and artificial intelligence, the 2 courses that I will be teaching in the fall 2020 will be most related to my background. In the conference, I already shared my CV. So if you have interest in, for example, computer vision, computer graphics, and machine learning, like this, since all of these 3 topics are very popular and important, especially under the current area of AI, correct? So if you're interested in doing research with me, you can just contact me because I have an opening for undergraduate research student worker for the next semester. So we have a little fund for $500. Of course, the money maybe is only a little, but the most important thing is that if you join my group, I will teach you how to do research, and also you will enjoy the learning, and also I believe it's very beneficial for you. If you have known some students, for example, because I ever have a student, undergraduate student who had been working with me for more than 2 years, 2.5 years. So his name is Hamid. Yeah, Abdul Hamid Rashid Hamid. So in fact, he has graduated just last semester. Now he already got an offer from UIUC. So UIUC is the University of Illinois of urban champion. So that will be very top university in CS. So got a PhD offer. So he will continue the PhD. In fact, I believe his working experience is very important for him to get this offer because when he graduated, he already published more than I believe more than six papers, and also we have several journal papers which are pending. Yeah, I believe we published one or two this year. So he effort just help us in organizing some shape retrieval context and also do some research, help coding, and also he learned a lot in deep learning, and also he just worked with my PhD student. I believe the experience is very beneficial for him, even just a lot considering PhD program, just going to the industry. I think is also very important because he also got an intern in the CA California during the last summer. So just in a startup and then doing some research related to the to the scene understanding as well. And also he's very excellent. He got several research experience for undergraduate program. That means it's supported by the National Science Foundation, NSF, so REU program. So he ever um, went to Brown University and the other one I think is in the Pennsylvania is in the Princeton, maybe I forgot the name. I think it's Princeton or something. You can find a CMU card, CMU Carnegie Mellon University in the Pittsburgh. And then during the summer, I think maybe yeah last summer, yeah. So during the last two summers, he got two REU assistantship during the summers, and then accumulated a lot of experience, and also ever attended several important conferences in the machine learning area. So all of these things, I just want to let you know. For example, if you have interest, especially if you are still early in your program, you have interest in getting some knowledge, receiving some training in machine learning, in computer vision, computer graphics. Yeah, just let me know. We can have a talk. We can schedule a online talk, and then we can just communicate to see whether you are good fit for my program. Yeah, I will select the best candidate for this opportunity, and also of course, if for example, if you want to do just volunteer work, for example, you don't receive that stipend, that will be always welcome. I will find a appropriate work for you, and then we can just try to see whether you like it. If you don't like it, you can always stop. Yeah, there's no obligation because this is just like a volunteer. Because he also started based on volunteer work. Yeah, started in the summer of 2017, starting at the same time as my PhD student. Okay, so in fact, my office is in the science building, and then my PhD student is in the science building as well, in the 105H. I'm in the 105D. Okay, A B C D, the D dog, D for dog. So currently you have no access to visit to talk to me face to face, but anytime I will be available to schedule a meeting with you online. So that means also we can schedule just for example not only for research, we can schedule a meeting online just for teaching related things. For example, like online office hour. I didn't set a time for the online office hour, but you can always just send me an email to schedule a time to see. Okay, you have some difficulties, you have some problem in doing the homework or projects or program assignment, and then we can just talk online. If you think email is enough, also just send me email. I will answer your email just as soon as possible. Usually will be within 1 day. Maybe sometime I will respond to you very quickly if I'm beside the laptop, beside the computer side. So that's the communication things. And also you also receive my announcement that we will use some apps to enhance the communication between us. So especially like we have already taught some experience during the last spring semester, and then I found maybe important issues that we not like the previous one. We have direct communication between each other. For example, you can communicate with me in the class, in the office. So now I want to you have a good tool to communicate with me, just like a 7 by 24, right? Of course, not real 7 by 24, but at least just like you will have convenient access to communicate with me. So that's why I will just use the campus lot. So later I will release the more details about this tool. So basically this is just like supporting the interaction between instructors and students, and also within students. So maybe I will form a group for all of you. If sometime you want to have a communication with your students, your classmates, that will be also great location cut, because we don't have a physical class now, so you even didn't know your classmates. Okay, I will share the roster of this class, and then we also compose a group in the campus lot, so you will know who are your classmates. So in total, we have 13 students registered for this class. I think it's a good number for this class. Okay, I will just first share you the names. So we have John, Armentor, and then we have Bilks, Basil, and then we have Connor, Bivens, we have Courtney Hill, we have Alexander Jacobus, we have David Lamb, we have Caleb Lee, we have Elia Mack, we have Ryan Peterson, we have Thomas Pfeffer, we have Martin Richardson, we have Jonathan Screenfinner, and the last one is James Setleaf. So that's the 13 students in my class. So I will share the roster, and also you will know, okay, maybe which grade, yeah, for each student, and then you may just form some groups. Of course, for our class, we don't have collaborative group project. We only have independent one. Because basically for this class, I hope you learn in a comprehensive way. Not like my last class, for example, database, or previous class, AI, they are just more challenging. So for this class, it is relatively challenging. So I hope you can just cope with or manage everything by yourself. But you are always welcome to discuss with your classmates. So that's why I want to form the group for you, and then you can also you can have a discussion board, and then you can communicate with each other. Okay. Okay, this is the first part of this one. Just introduce myself and also my research interest, and also our communication means or method. And then next one, I will go over the syllabus. So maybe you can just open the syllabus here. And of course, maybe it's also good I can just capture the screen rather than just show myself. But I think maybe because you haven't known myself before, maybe it's good to communicate the syllabus based on the video, okay, based on the like the student face to face, okay. Though I cannot see you, but at least you can know every minor things from my face, which ones are important, which ones are not so important, okay, to give you more comprehensive information. So for this course, we have the course title is CSS 405 Advanced Internet CGI Programming. To be honest with you, I don't like this title. So this is the old title. In fact, we need to change it to be Modern Web Programming. I believe maybe we initiate this change later, okay? Because this does not affect the latest trend about web programming. we don't talk about the CGI programming now. As you know, even in CGI programming, we talk about this is about the server side. So we have back end, okay? We have front end and the back end. So the back end part, we talk about the CGI. We need to provide some services based on some port number, okay? So port number means based on the we call it's so that means IP and also the port together called socket. So socket, so which IP address, and then that will identify a computer, and then a computer can provide several services. Can provide showing the web pages, can provide do some computation, can provide only return some results based on the database, just show you some results. So basically, we use different ports to identify different locations of the functionalities. So that means the port you can just think about is the ID or a name of the service provided by a server, which can be located by an IP address. So IP plus port number will be socket. So here is just really like a socket programming, it's about the back end programming. But in fact, this course will talk about the front end more than the back end, because basically that will be the most important part. So the back end part usually will be much easier because most surface has already used some software to complete. For example, you can have a DBMS database, provide related interaction between the front end and the back end. And also, you have many operating systems that will already provide, for example, network operating systems, providing the services to receive requests and send the results to the users. So the CGI programming is not much content now. So, but the front end is more diversifying. Is very different. We have different websites, different styles, and then we have different type of websites. So how to design a website for different business? That will be the most important thing for us. That's why we talk about the front end more than the back end. Okay? So for this course, you can find I set the time is 6:30 to 8:45. Though we put this because this is for the physical face-to-face one. So currently we don't use the face-to-face, we use online. But I will still just stick to this arrangement. That means we have around two credit hours. You can think it's two, from this, more than two cut. But anyway, it's just 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's the whole class time. So we have two classes per week. So is the first one is Tuesday, just like today, and then next one is Thursday. And then I will release the videos materials by the end of each class day. So each day we have two class class time. That means two class hour, two credit hours, maybe more than two credit hours. Anyway, just 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours teaching. So it's the load is more than the often the usual one. Okay, for that one, usually we have less time cut. We may have only one class per week, and then from 6:30 to 9:15, that's extended by another 30 minutes. So that way you will find so our teaching load and the learning load is heavier because you can find we shorten the 3 months in a fall or spring class to only 2 months for the summer class. So you'll find we will cover more contents for each day, okay, each class day. And then the basic requirement is that you need to learn a lot by yourself. Okay, so this class basically I will just because you can find we cover the two books. Okay, so we cover the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery. We have four modules. Each two modules form one book, and then in total maybe more than 8 pages, or around 600 pages, 800 or 300 pages. So we cannot cover each one by one by detail. So my schedule is like just we have a hybrid one. I will teach you most important things, and then something left for you to learn by yourself. You can learn them by referring, just looking up the slides, or reading the book, or just searching online if you don't buy the book, and then use those practice to complete, for example, the required tasks like homework, programming assignments, and project. Okay, this is my basic teaching style. So hybrid course during the summer. Yeah, I also ever taught a hybrid course before when I was a teacher in another university. So we also adopt like this one. Of course, our class time is much less than this one. I believe we only have 20 hours, and then another 20 hours for just self-learning, online teaching. Okay, just like learn by yourself. So here we still have many teaching time. So I believe we can cover more materials. Okay, so you can find that the basic number of classes is similar to the number of classes in a common, yeah, just either fall or spring teaching courses. Okay, so this is the first thing, just like our arrangement. Okay, so for example, today I already posted some materials online, so you need to check your emails, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just looking at just searching for the materials, the slides, and also for example, the teaching instruction videos. I will use videos, okay? So the slides is just provided for you to have a clean version of the slides, and also smaller cut, so you can just use the slides to learn by yourself if you want to do that. And then the lecture video lectures will be used for instruction, so you can just listen to the video or watching for the video, and then to learn. Okay, and then let's go over for this one. Okay, office hours I put here, but yeah, that's the available time, at least I will guarantee. And then for other time, I think I will always available as well. So send me emails, or just if you prefer schedule any time, that should be fine. Okay, schedule the, for example, interactive communication. Just send me your preferred time within any week hours. Okay. Okay. So let's go for this slides, this syllabus a little bit. So basically, we have this requirement first, prerequisite. So we have a basic review of 3W. So www, that's the network communication protocols. Okay? So that means what is World Wide Web. So that means you have this basic knowledge. And then what is the HTML? Okay. So for these things, hypertext markup language. So that will be the language we'll learn to create a website. Okay, create a web page. And then why we need to learn the www3w? Just because you need to know the basic knowledge about website. So that means you will know how the user interact with a server. For example, you log in your bank account, and then in fact you are a user, and then you will access the data located in some location that will host the data of the bank. For example, you use Citibank, okay? And then you open your web application by logging in using your username and password, and then you can retrieve the account information, right? You can also do some more transactions. So what is going on, right? So you need to understand so the mechanism. So that's also the course outcomes. Okay, later we'll talk about. So you need to have this information first, and the next one you need to have some basic knowledge about programming. That's important. I can in a word we can say because overall, if the HTML maybe is okay, CSS is still okay, but the JavaScript is like a short program. So modern programming language knowledge is required. So for example, you have experience in C, C++, Java, Python, any programming language, because that will be the basic logic. For example, what is if, what is for, what is the switch case, like these things. Okay? So this is the basic structures. Okay, that will be very logical structure things, and that will be required during the programming. Okay. And then the course description. This course introduced the fundamental concepts and the programming languages. You can just also read. Okay? For modern web programming, including the following two parts, comprising 5 modules. Okay, I will update these slides. Maybe this is not the latest one. Okay. So in fact, in a word, we involve two parts. The first one is design and build website. That's the first book. The second one will be interactive front-end web development. So the first one is mainly involved HTML5 and CSS. So these two are complement each other. Especially CSS is just to help to make the web design easier. And then the JavaScript, just because the JavaScript you can think about it is like a short program which can run on a website. So we can provide more functionalities for a website. Correct? And the jQuery is related to database. So that's the basic things. Because usually for web programming, you can never avoid database, because if there's no database, what you can see, right? You can just show some web pages. There's no interaction. You can just show. That will be very unusual. Of course, we have some. For example, you only show some simple things. Okay, that will be just like for example, a home page for a course. Okay, don't have many things. You don't have a website for a database in the back end. You just show some information, and then schedule and some links to some files. You can download slides, you can download the homework, and also you can see some results and so on. Okay? Just like that one, that will be very simple. You don't need to use a database to manage all the materials, because that's not required. But if because for our target, we position our project and also position our course in this level for the moderate, cut moderate modern business. Okay, moderate difficulty level for a modern business. For example, not so complicated. For example, like a dollar cut, like a dollar shops, maybe not so difficult. Like a USPS, like a UPS, FedEx, not so complicated ones. Okay, for this moderate difficulty level business, we need to create a website for it. Of course, it may be very basic ones, not real professional. Okay, just ready to be online. But still, we'll cover as much as possible. Okay, logic, uh, information there. So if you have learned the database, in fact for that course, we ask you to create a web application. In the front end, we have web programming. In the back end, we have a database. So in between, we use JDBC to connect the two, and then you can send the queries to the database. DBMS will execute the request, do the query, and after that return the results to you by the web server. Okay, so that will be the thing that you need to learn. For example, if you have finished database course, that may be the pity because you learned it in a reverse way. If you haven't learned the database, that will be good point to you to learn this course. because that will be required for the database course, which will be taught by me as well. Okay, so in the next spring in 2021. Okay, so we just finished that one. So you must finish a course project and then involves web programming. So this course will be a good good help. It's an additional help for you to finish that project. Especially like the previous, we form a group because it's a group project by mixing people without web programming experience and with people with web programming experience. So for these two together. But if everybody has the experience, that will be much better. Right? Everybody can contribute. Maybe you can do, for example, if you want to do a just independent project by yourself, that will be also important. You need to do by yourself. You need to do the front end and also database design and database creation, implementation, and the query, and then connection based on JDBC. Okay, or jQuery here. So that will be the target. Okay, so you can do many things. So it's like we can say it full stack. Okay, you want to be a full stack software engineer. So you can do both front end, back end. Okay, even middleware in between. Okay, so that's why you can find that we cover these four modules. Of course, we will cover a little bit about the web design process in the part one. That means we have a chapter for this one in the book, in the first book. Okay, so let's go over the modules. Okay, so HTML, so the hypertext markup language 5. So that's the first thing. Okay, so this one is just like I think it's you have some knowledge about this one. Maybe at least you can create a very simple HTML page by yourself. But maybe you have not learned this in a comprehensive way. Maybe you can do some simple website design, but maybe not a very high level comprehensive one. For example, maybe you don't know some functionalities which are there, but you never touch them. Okay, so that's why we have a comprehensive introduction about HTML5 version 5. Okay, and then CSS, just like you want to define some universal style. So you want to arrange the forms, you want to arrange the configuration of the elements in HTML, because we just divide a web page into elements. So sometimes we have text, we have images, we may have input box, cut like these things. So each element you may just want to use a consistent style. That's why we use CSS. So it's cascading style sheets. So that means you can just think you like have a page and then you divide this page into different sections. Here is for what, here is for what, and then you have a style defined for it, and then you can just refer to that style. So it's very, you don't need to define for each element one by one. Not so you can avoid element wise definition. You can just do just like a general one. Cut it's just is consistent over all the websites, web pages in the website, because your website usually contains a lot of web pages. If you for moderate difficulty level business website. And then JavaScript, just like for example, you want to show some movie, show some video, and some interaction, you need to use JavaScript. That means some interaction, right? And then jQuery, this is for us to interact with the database. Okay, so that's the four important modules. Each one is a necessary part for us to build a professional website. So that's why we want to cover all of them. Right? So hope they are beneficial for you. And the next one we talk about the textbook and the reference materials. So in fact we already mentioned about these four modules. So spend over two books. So the first one, the second one, the two textbooks was written by the same author, okay, same writer, and also this is among the top one. Okay? So I think it's the top first. top first web programming books in the Amazon. You can find out from Amazon. So the first one is the HTML and the CSS design and build websites. So basically it covers HTML and the CSS. So basically that's this book. Okay, this HTML and CSS. Okay. So basically this book, yeah, because this book was published, I believe it's 2014 or 13, right? So in fact, if you prefer to have a book you want to read, you prefer, for example, after finish listening to my videos, you still want to learn by yourself. Yeah, I also prefer, right? I think that would be good, great. Why I said this book is not required just because I think this is a special course, not like other courses. We cannot find some materials which cover the same contents online easily. But this one is very easy to find. So you don't have to buy the book. But if you can avoid the book. For example, if you buy the old one or you can find some cheaper one, real cheap ones. It's only eBay or something. You can find maybe only less than $15, 15, right? Maybe. So that will be great, and then you can refer to it. Okay. So that way, and also because I will closely follow the contents in this book, so that will be great for you to learn by yourself for other understanding, right? Because in the slides cannot teach you everything, right? Even including my videos, we cannot cover all the details within 2 hours, right? For each class. So I will say if you are fine, yeah, it's fine with me if you don't buy the book. But if it's the best, you can buy the book if you can afford them. So in fact, all my classes before uni, I will just say it's required for the textbook. But this time because it's special, okay? So if you think you can find the materials by yourself, still can, yeah, because if sometimes it's just like it's a trade-off. That means you need to spend some time, okay? Trade-off for the money, okay? For the cost, okay? And then the second book is similar, okay? It's also this author. So this one will teach you JavaScript and jQuery, okay? This book is also a little bit thick. I think how many pages? Yeah, this is all 600 pages. The previous one is about maybe 400, 500, right? Maybe need to be the thinner. Okay, this one is about interactive front-end web development. The previous one is about I think it's about website design, right? So anyway, these two books are the required books, are the books, textbooks, which are not required but will be preferred. And then we also have two other reference books. I didn't put this information in the schedule of this syllabus. Okay, in the end of the syllabus, we put a schedule. But why I put these two? For example, the first one is Learning PHP, MySQL, and JavaScript with jQuery, CSS, and HTML. This is also a very good book if you involve database and MySQL, okay, like MySQL, like this. That means they combine the database and the web programming together, both front end and back end. Okay, but I'm more focused on I think my database part. Okay, they are not a book which teach you CSS, HTML, jQuery in a comprehensive way. So for our class is for that purpose. That's why, for example, if you can find some 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 reference book easily, you can also just refer to this one because maybe you want to learn at the same time, kind of for both. Especially like the students who have learned the database before, you may just mix the learning of the website programming with your prior knowledge about the database MySQL, because we also use MySQL. This book is also used for the reference book in database. Okay, And then the second one, second reference book is Designing Data Intensive Application, the big ideas behind reliable, scalable, and maintainable systems. So I prefer this one. The basic reason is that this is help you to build a scalable, means a large scale application. Okay. So in fact, this also have a good conclusion. Just wrap up all the experience he have obtained when he was in Google, in some other good companies, top companies, and then we help you to understand how to build a scalable database, a scalable application. Right? Data intensive. That means you will involve database, and then we also need to consider reliability. Always okay, reliable, okay? Scalable. So is you create a application to be scalable for the future. So for example, we may have okay, we have Thanksgiving. If your website is turning down, if for example during that time you will lose a lot, okay? So we need to meet the peak leads when we have that cases, okay? And maintainable, that means easy to be maintained. So that's also recommended by this course by me, okay, for this course. The reason is just help you to understand, okay, put this learning in a big map, okay, on big map. Not only just learn by itself, we need to connect our knowledge together. So for example, you have learned the data structure. Why we need to use data structure? You have learned the computer, you have learned the C++ or Python by yourself. So why we need to this one? The reason is that software cat is composed of these two components. A program. A program is compiled is just data structures and algorithms. Okay, that's why you need to learn algorithms. And then why you have need to learn C++ because you need to implement that algorithms using some program language. So this one will connect data structure and the algorithms and the program language together. So that's why these three components they are connected, right? So because data structures plus algorithms equal to program. So you have data structures to host some data, and then we play the data structures within the algorithms, and then the algorithms will help us to implement a list of steps to finish a task, and then make sense then. And then we implement these data structures and algorithms using some high-level program language. Then you get a program. That's why you need to learn these three courses. If you miss one of them, you will find it difficult to do a large-scale programming, correct? Large-scale software development. And why we need to learn the web programming and database? Because they are required for the website. You need to use web programming for front end development. For the database part, you need, because for the algorithm part, you also need to access the database. So you need to create database and then access database and then get data show displayed in the front. Okay? So that's why we need to learn these two other things, web program and database as well. So I hope you can just when you are learning in your degree, you need to just connect all the things you have learned so far, all the different courses you have learned so far. Build a structure, a knowledge structure for yourself. That will be important because this will help you understand what is the CS, what is that, what is the information, what is the relationships among different courses within this program. Okay? Also help you understand, enhance your understanding. I think, and also this just build like you build a house for you. Okay? So you already build the framework. Okay, which one is for the door, which one is for the frame, and which one is for the roof. Okay, which one is for the driveway, like these things. Okay, and then topics we already mentioned about. We have this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and website design process, correct? And then we have these outcomes. That means what's the target for this course? The first one is that you need to understand the mechanism of 3W. 3W will help you understand the programming. That means, okay, when I do the front end development, I know how this functionality will interact with the backend. For example, just like you want to retrieve your bank account, and then you click, okay, your saving account or checking account. So what is the information there? What's the mechanism? Why you can get the information? Because this one will send a request to the database. Database will search for your account. They will not search for others, correct? Because based on the account ID, okay, they will find, okay, the account number. They will find your record, okay, how much balance and what the transactions has been done during the last 30 days. And then after they get this information, they will return that results to your front-end web application. Of course, it's within a browser, right? Web browser. And then, of course, you want to understand the information easier. So we need to present the results in a good-looking way, in a visual way. So we usually prefer tables, right? So you list or forms. So we present the results based on the forms. Okay, for transactions, what a day, from is a deposit or withdraw, and then how much, what's the account or what's the amount. Okay, and maybe you also have some records if it's you deposit a check, right? So you will attach that image. So all of these things, in fact, we need to design the database, correct? It's like a forms, and then each one is a row, and then divided into different columns, and then we show the results. So that's the important thing. You need to understand, okay, the mechanism, what is going on, because I want you understand, not only know how to do it, and also know why we need to do like that. That will give you a very deep understanding about the programming, about the development, web programming, correct? Because we are expert, we are CS expert, so you need to know the details, what is going on. So that's why also you need to learn web programming, web network, correct? What is networking? It seems that you don't have network classes, correct? Maybe you have learned something by yourself. In fact, network is a very important. Networks is very important course for us as well. Okay, so because maybe you don't have a lot of knowledge about or comprehensive knowledge about networks, maybe we involve some basic knowledge at least. Yeah, will be enough for us to finish this part. Okay? Sometime maybe I will provide some additional information about the networking. Okay, especially IP address, okay, IP, and then port number, socket, and then request, like these things, right? Okay, CGIs and common gateway interface, like these things. Okay, this is the first one, mechanism. And the second one, the target, is that you will use the four modules all together to design a web page. Only one web page. Okay, this is the second level. So first one, you know the basic knowledge about web programming, about a website, internet. And the second one, you understand, you master the tools to create a web page, just one page. So using different featured tools, for example, HTML5 can create some static ones, and CSS can have uniform style, and JavaScript have some dynamic information, play with the website. jQuery can interact with the database. So all the four modules together, you can create different features for the website, for the web page. And the next one, because maybe you moderate difficulty level business involves not only one web page, correct? Because you cannot present everything in one web page. Just like our book, we have different chapters. Chapter have sections. Section have paragraph. So in fact, all of these things we composed together, we build a tree structure, correct? So in fact, for website design, we also build a tree structure. And then for the tree structure, we divide the website into different folders. Each folder have some web subfolders, and the subfolder have even more subfolders. But yeah, depends. So at least you have several folders, and then each folder we have some pages. For example, we have home page. Okay, for this one, if the website for Best Buy, okay, when you log in Best Buy, bestbuy.com, and then you are looking, you are you are visiting its homepage, and then maybe you click something. Okay, you want to click your account. That will be another subfolder, okay? Another folder, and then in that folder also have some other pages. So that's how we arrange a website. Just like you arrange your materials, you use a tree structure, correct? We use the hierarchical method to arrange web pages to compose a website. So next thing is that after you finish this course, you need to build a website for a moderate difficulty level business. You can just think about like a shipping company, USPS, like just retailer, UPS, like Best Buy, Walmart, like this moderate. I believe it's a lot of so difficult ones, like maybe just Best Buy, or just Dollar Cat, or Family Dollar, or some like chain stores, okay, chain companies, the chain retailer companies, okay, like these things. You need to do these things, okay. Maybe you don't need to think about the database part because now you are focused on the website, the front end design. But at least you need to create the web pages, okay. You can just return some okay some results which is not a real results. That's also fine. Fake results. Just assume you got the data results, database return the results. But you need to design the web pages for the business, for the company. So that's the third outcome. Okay. So that means basic knowledge about websites, about web programming, internet, and then next one is use the tools to create a comprehensive web page, and then build websites for a business. That's our three targets. I think the last target is our goal. Okay, to build a website, not only web page. Okay. Okay, let's just for the others. I think I will only just skip the things you need to learn by yourself, and also very common for each course. And then for important things, different things, I will point out. That will be just helping you to understand our course. Okay. So the first one is we need to learn. Okay, for the course workload statement, I've mentioned here. For every hour, you need to spend 2 to 3 hours outside the class. That will be the required. Okay, I believe my workload should be approximate to this one. If, for example, we have 3 students which have been in my class before, okay, they know the workload. For my class, you can expect usually the workload should be heavier than other lower level courses because mostly I will teach high level courses like database algorithms and the computer graphics and the AI, like these things. So for this one, because they are more towards to the industrial level programming, or understanding or business. And also you are close to your graduation, so we have higher requirement because you need to use all the things you have learned before. So of course, I believe you need to have more practice. Okay, so that means every class hour you may need to spend 2 to 3 hours in learning, in doing homework, or other things required tasks. Okay, so that means in total, because we teach 4 hours per week, so in total you need to spend, so double, okay, 2 to 3 of the 4 times of 4 hours. That means it will be 8 to 12 hours per week, because this is a very condensed course. So you need to be, yeah, that course is not so difficult, not compared to other courses. Maybe you still need to, but the time is condensed, so you need to spend enough time. For example, maybe like 1 to 2, one to one half, maybe 1.5, 1.5, like 1.5 classes. Okay, not like one class. So just well prepared, allocate enough time. Okay, because our evaluation will be totally depending on the required tasks. We don't have, currently I haven't finalized the attendance issue. Maybe I will, yeah, consider this one. Maybe we have attendance, and then we can allocate 5 credits for the attendance, additional 5 credit. If I'm able to do that, if no, then will be totally 100 points, totally depending on your homework, programming, assignments, and also project. Okay, so that's very important. You need to learn by yourself and finish the required things in time. Okay, on time, because later work will have some penalties. Though previously I maybe just considering difficulty, maybe I give you more time, but this time I think you have enough time, and also you have learned a lot of so difficult course. So maybe you need to prepare well. Do not delay your homework, your assignment, your project, and also because we only have two months, so the pace is very tight. Okay, so just yeah, invest enough efforts. If you haven't learned these things before, maybe you can just discuss with some other students who have learned the courses before. I may just share that information with you. Yes, which students have learned my courses before, and then you can ask them to understand what will be the style. Okay, my teaching style, learning style, interaction style. Of course, I'm not very special, but maybe I can say you need load is a little bit heavier, because I usually set a higher standard, because that should be good for you. That you will learn more. Though you may hate me a little bit, but I think that's worthwhile to do that, because my target, my my purpose is help you to become a successful engineer in your job hunting, right? Okay, or a successful applicant in your further study program for the master degree or PhD. Okay, and then other things, okay, we can just go over. For example, we may put an interim grade on some week. I will look at the schedule. So you need to consider, for example, if you want to withdraw this class, you only need to make a decision before June 8th. That will be quick, okay, only 6 days later. Okay, that will be the June 8th. And then if you want, this one will have no penalty, okay? That will be page 3. Okay, page 3, just look at that, the first paragraph, page 3. So, and then if you want to withdraw this course finally, but you will just want to get a W, means withdraw. For example, you think maybe you cannot complete all the things required, and then get a fail, F, so you want to withdraw. Then that deadline is July 14, but you will receive a W. You don't have any money back. Okay, just keep you informed. Of course, you need to, most of, yeah, is a very scare Okay, very less often people withdraw from my class, but sometimes it happens. Okay, people have different needs, have different situations. Okay, just want to inform you. This is also important information. And the next one, the important information in the page 3 in the middle. So we have the required tasks. So you can find here we divided into 3 tasks: homework, programming assignments, and course project. So 20% for the homework, and then we have 4 modules. Yeah, basic we have 4 modules: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery. Cat. Each one will have a homework, and each one will also have a program assignment. So homework will be just basic knowledge like a quiz. Okay, not very difficult, but maybe we have a significant number of tasks for you to do. So you may need to spend some time. Okay, and the program assignment is a little bit difficult, more difficult than homework. Homework is basically knowledge level. Programming assignment will be practice level, but is in the middle level difficulty. Not so difficult. Okay, because it will only cope with one module for each program assignment. For example, HTML5, of course, mainly, not say, for example, if you don't have HTML5 knowledge, how can you create a website? So CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, we still use the HTML5, but not heavily, right? But focus on its own module. So each homework is 5%. So we have 20, so four times, right? And then each program assignment is 10%. So will be not so difficult to finish one. For example, create a web page using HTML5 and create a web page. Use some HTML5, but also use CSS, and also create a HTML5 with some JavaScript. That's the main focus. You need to program using JavaScript. Script, okay, you need just like a short program. That's why we call it script. And then it can run on the browser side, okay, the user side. So it depends on the interaction, right, in the input from the input of the users, and then show different results. And jQuery will help you to request data from database. I may just give you the database as a norm, and then you just send the queries and get the results, show the results like this. Okay, and then the course project will be comprehensive. We don't have final exam, midterm exam. So the course project, you can think about it like a final exam. So we put all the modules together, and then you need to develop a website for moderate difficulty level business. Okay, just focus like a Best Buy. Okay, and then the grading is like the 5 level. Cat A is larger than 90, larger or equal to 90, and I will do curve, not curving for this one. I will do rounding. For example, if you got 89.9, 89.5, okay, that will be still A, right? So after rounding, you got an integer grade. That grade will help you to locate your final grade. Okay, that's score. And the B is 80 to 89, and the C after rounding, C is 70 to 79, and D is 60 to 69, and the F is less than 60. So maybe you have interest. For example, I have a higher requirement, and then what's the typical score distribution or grade distribution? So just give you some information. For example, like my last 2 courses, because I remember them, right? For algorithms, we have 13 students, and then we have maybe 2 Bs, 1 F. The F part have some. The F student have some special issue, and then with the health situation, and then the 2B. So most of them got A, cut. You can find the 10 students got A. So that's for the algorithm, which is I can say maybe among the most difficult courses. So as long as you show your efforts, and then as long as you use your efforts, you focus, you will pass my course, I think finally I have a confidence. Of course, I cannot guarantee, right? Because if you show your efforts, but your answers are totally wrong, that will be. But that's not very often, right? But most probably is that you show your efforts, you really do it in a decent way, usually you will get at least pass my course. And many students can get A, at least B in my class. That's dominating, right? And for database, I have 21 students. I think I got maybe 15 A, and then 4B or 5B or 6B, or just like this, kind of maybe 18B, 18A, maybe 18A, 3B, just like that. That means many students get A's in my class. Sorry. Of course, that course is a little bit different because that course involves a lot of work, and then they have collaborations as well, group projects, and then we have course project, we have programming assignments, no, maybe for some for algorithms, right? We have programming assignments, and then we have significant homeworks. Means really you need to spend several hours to finish. Okay, not easy to get the homework done, right? So that means they deserve to get that grade because they maybe use very different efforts for those courses. But for this course, because it's a little bit, yeah, the difficulty level is lower. So I don't know because this is also the first time I teach this course. Though I also have some experience in one program before, but it's the first time. I don't know, but I can expect maybe most students still get a good grade, but I cannot guarantee everybody can pass my course. But I hope if you use some efforts, it's not hard to pass this course, right? It's not so difficult, and also it's useful. Not only getting the grade is our target, right? We want to learn knowledge. If you get a big grade, but if you think you get more knowledge obtained from this course, then getting a course which you got for which you got a A grade, that will be achievement, right? Our target is knowledge, not grading, not grades. Okay, but just help you understand. Of course, you deserve to a good grade, matching your corresponding or matching to your efforts, right? You pay for what you get, and then you get for what you invest. Okay. Okay, for other things, important class policies, I think maybe we need to mention about NA because this one we have a clear understanding about NA. NA means lot attending. We can think about is level attending. Currently, I haven't finalized the attendance policy, but maybe I will use campus lot. I will use Canvas to know, okay, when you log in, because if you log in the Canvas, I can see your login time. Okay, when you log in. Of course, if you didn't exit the Canvas, maybe, but I think they will automatically exit, logging you out after timeout. Okay? So, but I will check, okay, to see how to get this class attendance. And maybe I'm still considering, for example, I may put some quiz in the videos or in the something and then check your learning. But yeah, this will just one consideration. I will think about this one. So attendance is required, though we have online classes, but you need to observe, just obey the same attendance policy like the face-to-face class. You also need to be just just for example closely follow the pace for the class because you can find out we only have 8 weeks. Quickly it will be gone, right? So if you just delay, you will delay, and then you don't have time to finish some tasks. For example, course project, and then maybe some other things or programming. If you miss one, you miss 10 points. You cannot get A. If you miss twice, you may get only C at most. Correct? So invest time, invest time, focused, and learn in on time. That will be important. Okay, do not delay, especially if you don't have many classes, you have enough time. Okay, then just try to finish as soon as possible, and also maybe you have extra time, you can learn more. Okay, and then let's turn over to page 4. In the beginning, we talk about the cheating as well. So if I find any cheating from website, from people, then you will get a 0 for you and for the person who you copied from. Okay, for these tasks, for that one. If I find a significant cheating, I will may report to school, and then you may have a serious issue. Okay, so for this one, you especially need to be careful because this is web programming. You can find a lot of materials online and things. Okay, so just be careful for this one. Do not do not cheat. Okay, most students have no issue, but I still find some people. Okay, maybe each term one or two students just cheated. Okay, do not risk. Do not take the risk. Okay. And then late work, turning homework, we said we have this late policy 90% if delayed for 1 day, and then continue. You can just look at, okay, for this one. Okay, let's turn over to page 5. So page 5, I want to only mention the last but one paragraph, the Academic Success Center at Gulf Park. So in fact, it's also required by the university, by our assistant provost, cut, associate provost or assistant provost. Okay, Amy. And then, so in fact, though we put the course online, but all the services are still provided online. Okay, like tutoring, cut. So here I put that information there. So you just observe, okay, obtain the surface from there. For example, for more information, visit us at this one USM EDUSC. To make a point, please visit this one. If you have any question, you can send an email or call them. Okay? For example, you have difficulty in something, math, or of course this one does not in math, for math, but any writing or something. Okay? Tutoring. Okay, tutoring. Okay, let's go for turn over to the last one, which is about tentative schedule. Tentative schedule here, the page 6. Okay? So it follows the previous face-to-face schedule. TTH means T, maybe R. Okay? Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. While making it online, in short, 2 hours per day, 2 days per week, and then purely online. So this is our things. Okay, our schedule. 2 hours per day, 2 days per week. So each week we have 4 credit hours. Okay, 4 credit hours. And then we have based on video lectures. So you already know today I already post them in a module. Okay? So each class, each day, so each class day I will create a module because it's like a module. Okay? Module 1 module means class 1, class 2. And then under this module and this class, I will share all the links, the links to all the materials, maybe slides, maybe some materials, and also most important the video lectures. So today before this video, I already share you the slides and the syllabus. Okay? So after that, I will upload video lectures. Usually I will do this one. Maybe I will share you slides 1 or 2 days before, or maybe even 1 week before, because if I don't show you change the slides. So to let you know, all the slides are just the original slides prepared by the author. Okay? So I will share you the complete version, but during the teaching, I may skip some slides, but then you need to go over by yourself, okay? And then you continue to go to the next slide with the audio with video instructions. So provided you the complete the whole page, whole image, just help you to learn by yourself. And then I add my comments, my instructions into the important slides, which I think need to teach. Okay? Some easy ones, just to help to cover more contents, and then you also I think you have no problem to learn by yourself, and then we just skip those ones. We jump over to some other slides, and then to continue. Okay. Okay, I will maybe also add some comments or notes to this one in case you skip this video or just didn't catch this part to help you do this, to understand how to learn the video lectures. Maybe you feel, okay, why this slide has some videos, have audios, the next slide do not have. Okay, you will not feel surprising when you know this information. I give you the complete slides, but only comments on some of them. Okay. So the following schedule is only tentative. So of course, I use the contents. For example, how many slides, how many contents, and then I distributed the time according to the number of the slides. So that's why you can find the schedule. We have maybe some time we cannot finish one module, one section. For example, like page 7, the July 14, you have jQuery, Ajax, and JSON, 80%. So that's because based on content, we may cannot finish all of them. Okay. So this is based on my current calculation. Okay. So of course you don't need to take this one very seriously because last time we have some students. So what's the schedule? This is the tentative one. We target. This is our hope. We want target on this one, but usually I can say plain is useless. But without plain, it's not good. So without plain, you will feel difficult to do something. But plain is always delayed. It always need to be changing during the time. But at least you make a well prepared plan will help you to frame your teaching, frame your learning. That will be important. So I will target. Okay, follow this schedule, and then let's go. Okay, let's continue to see whether we can make it. Okay, you can find it here. You can find it within. Let's go over to the sixth page. Okay, the sixth page from the start. So basically, you can find that every 2 weeks we finish one module because in total we only have 8 weeks for teaching, right? And the last week will be for your project. You need to do it by yourself. So that's the final week. We don't have classes. Okay. So that means every module only we just will be finished within 2 weeks. Okay, will be very quick, yeah, pace. So you need to be well prepared, and during that 2 weeks, you need to read half of a book. Okay, and finish the required tasks as well. Okay. Okay, I think yeah, it's good time. We spent almost half of the time for the just about 1 hour cut about this scenes introduction of myself, and later I will try. Of course, maybe you want to see me. I want to show myself as well to let you know my expressions to help your learning. But maybe sometime the video capture is a lot easy to we capture both, okay? both both me and also the screen. So maybe later we will do mostly will be just the voice or video. Okay, you cannot see me, but if you want to see me, go over to this slide, go over to these videos, okay, and understand me. I think I'm an easygoing person, and based on the feedback, and my grading is also very friendly. If I show you, I see your efforts, usually I will take consideration, correct? Okay, and then I think that's all for this one cut. We just continue, and then till the end cut. So July 23. So if you go over to the last page, July 23 will be our last lecture. And then July 28, July 23rd, 30, July 30, that will be the last two classes for your final exam. So it will be all of them will be just reserved for you to finish your project. And because you need to submit, I believe you submit all your project by the end of July. Did I put that deadline in the project? Okay, I think I didn't, because you know we need to submit the course grade maybe by August 5 or something. Just right after the final week, we need to submit the course grade. So we don't have much time. Okay, so just reserve 1 week. If I don't reserve the final week, we still use that week for teaching. You don't have time to finish your project, I believe. Okay, because this final week is also for the examination week, not for class week. Okay, if you have an exam, it will only have one day, cut, not only 2 days. But I just show you like this: 2 days for the whole week. Okay, for the whole week, we don't have class. We only have project. You need to finish project. Maybe also the last homework, about the jQuery. That's also very possible, because you finish the jQuery only by July 23rd. So you need to submit your homework maybe within that week, the final week. Okay. Okay, that's all for the things we want to cover in this video. And if you have any question, just send me emails. Any concern, okay? Anything, any any problems with this explanation? You have some confusions? You have some suggestions? You have some special requirements? For example, you want to do some, it's very like the course project, because so far I haven't decided the contents, all of the content, programming assignments and project. So if you want to propose your own project for programming assignment, I think I will use the same. But course project, if you want to propose your own project, just let me know as soon as possible. Maybe I will approve your request, and then let you develop a website which will be useful for you, or you want to sell it, because maybe you want to make money from it. Of course, maybe you have some dream. You want to create a website for your company, and then you want to start from now, and then create the basic version now. Maybe not put it online. That will be a great point, Kat. I will highly appreciate these efforts, because this one will put your efforts in a good motivated project that will be even better than a prescribed project by myself, by me. So you can just decide like this. Okay, for this information, I will also send an announcement. Just provide this information. Okay, you can have your own project. Just let you know for this freedom. Okay. Okay, I think that's all for this one, and then I will continue with the teaching. So next one, I will teach you the HTML, and then you can just look at the arrangement. So this week, today, we need to finish several chapters. So introduction, structure, and the text. Okay, these three. I will just select the slides which are required to have my comments. Okay, have my instruction, and then others you need to continue to learn. Okay, when you learn one, okay, this is I give you a bridge. You can you can go to the other side of the river, and then you need to keep going. Okay, keep going, and then I provide you another airplane, and then you fly to another target, and then you keep going. Okay, so that means I will help you to learn during the process, and then hope you can just enjoy this process. And this course is learn by doing, not you can find we don't have exams. And also this is a practice heavy course. You must learn by doing. You cannot do by just watching, right? To learn. So you need to let your hands wet. Sorry about the alarm. Okay. Okay, this is also a good time for us to finish for these videos. Okay, see you in the next lectures. Okay.